Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Cool Eagle, back here in another video. Wish I could be talking to you guys on a better circumstances, but this is where I'm at this point in the past 14 hours, 16 hours since the game began against the Seattle Seahawks, a team that we have not beat in 15 years, as I said, since 2007. We are 0-7 against the Seattle Seahawks. Well, right now 0-8. And this was a very winnable game that a lot of Eagles fans will blame on the defense. Now, and the defense is not anybody to be absolved of blame here because you cannot allow Drew Lock, a guy that's on his way out the door, to go 92 yards for the game-winning touchdown against a rookie that's been struggling all season. Let me show y'all what, man, and speaking of defense, James Bradberry just got to go. Look, man, I like the guy's demeanor. I'm sure he's a real cool guy out in the community, probably a cool dad and a good friend. You know what I'm saying? Probably pays his 10% in tithes. But that man is garbage. Straight garbage. Man, hold on. Let me show y'all this because this is gonna really shock y'all. This man, James Bradberry, on the final drive, this man was targeted 4 times, gave up 4 receptions for 87 yards and a touchdown on the Seahawks game-winning 92-yard touchdown drive. So you're telling me on a 92-yard drive, one motherfucker gave up 87 on 4 receptions? And we seen both receptions. One of them was an amazing catch to DK Metcalf. I wasn't even mad about that. I wasn't mad about that because I know what DK Metcalf represents. DK Metcalf is a freak of human nature. He's a freak. Like, the man makes catches like that, especially when you have a defensive coordinator that doesn't tell his guys to bump big guys like that at the line to break their momentum. But you let this man get free booty off the line, and oh my God, and you allow him to get into the red zone, then for Jackson Smith-Jigba to get the game-winning drive on the same guy. Why did we not keep the young guys out there? Why? Where was Eli Ricks? Where was Job? Where was Sidney Brown in these cover situations? Because I can tell you, because I can show you what the rookies was doing. Look what the rookies was doing. Roby only gave up 1 reception, 8 yards. Ricks, 0 targets, 0 yards. Ringo, 0 targets, 0 yards. Where were the young guys on this last drive? Because what we have seen with this Philadelphia Eagles team in back-to-back weeks is that these teams are going after James Bradberry. And at this point, I'm starting to believe what Deebo Samuel was saying about James Bradberry. This guy is straight trash. This guy is trash. Now, I know Slay is not much to talk about, but Slay isn't the problem right now because Slay wasn't in the game. And I've seen a lot of Eagles fans on Twitter talking about if Slay was in this game covering DK Metcalf, it would have been a different story. But so then by that logic, where was Slay in the 2019 wild card game against the Seattle Seahawks where he gave up yards to DK Metcalf? Where was this talk then about if Darius Slay was in the game against DK Metcalf? Because I think Slay would have got burnt too. Now I know the analytics. Now I know the analytics probably tells us that Darius Slay has been doing good all year. Like, look at the stats for 2023 for Darius Slay. He's 57.1%, 543 yards, 2 touchdowns, 60.2 rating. And he's only allowed a 60 rating in coverage this year. So I'm not going to say Slay is a big part of the problem. But when it comes to the mental aspect, this man has not stepped up in that leadership role and got these guys together. It's already bad enough. You're switching defensive coordinators, defensive play callers in week 14 and 15. Maybe that has something to do. I believe the defense played well enough to win that game last night. The defense only gave up 20 points, and that last touchdown came within the last 2 minutes. So you're telling me this Eagles offense couldn't make separation from these guys in the past 3 quarters? You're telling me this Eagles offense can't put up more than 17 points? Y'all telling me the defense is the sole reason why we lost this game? It's not. Jalen Hurts threw 2 interceptions that he did not need to throw. Jalen Hurts threw 2 interceptions that he did not need to throw that both convert to points for the Seattle Seahawks. That's not how you're going to win the game. That's not how you're going to make a playoff run. And that's not qualifying you as a Super Bowl contender. I had people blowing up my phone last night telling me how trash this team was. And I couldn't do shit about it. I'm just beside myself at this point because I don't know what positive words that I can give to the Eagles fan base right now. Well, I can't tell you what the solution is. Jalen Hurts came on a post-game presser questioning the commitment of this team. And again, it's already bad enough that you're making coaching changes in week 14, 15. And then to top it all off, Kevin Byard, your all-pro safety that you signed, he advised Tushon Desai to allow the defensive secondary to make their own game plan because they just didn't have enough faith in the game plan that was probably already written. Like isn't that crazy? Like, isn't that crazy? Kevin Byard told the defensive staff that the safety defensive back room should make their own game plan in an effort to create accountability when accountability should have already been etched into this team. So why is a defensive back that just got here talking about making game plans for a defensive coordinator that's been here since July? Why is that? And again, I'm not saying the defense is the sole reason we lost this game. Now, they had no business giving up a 92-yard drive to Drew Lock and then blitz not one fucking time. That's what I'll say. They had no business doing that. They had no business giving up a 92-yard game-winning drive to Drew Lock, and you did not blitz not one time. You didn't send a cornerback blitz. You didn't send a linebacker blitz. You didn't send nada. Nothing. You didn't send Kevin Byard on a blitz. Kevin Byard is going on a blitz. He's like, he has enough size for a safety to where like you could put him in the box and play cover one. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't. You didn't get no kind of pressure on Drew Lock. He immediately knew that it's going to be man on man with JSN, with Sam Bradbury, because everybody else was running from the other younger DBs that was shutting them down all game. Nobody was passing to the young DBs. They was targeting Sam Bradbury. And his ass will come on a presser talking about he just didn't play well enough. Bitch, you didn't play well enough past 3 weeks. What are you talking about? You didn't play well enough. Man, this guy, like, I don't know It's like every single defensive back who gets the number 24 is just terrible. Like y'all remember Nolan Carroll? I know Eagles fans don't want to just relive that, but th- Sam Bradbury has got to be one of the worst DBs I've ever seen to put on a uniform. This guy literally has no heart. He's clearly lost a step. He's not the same. Hold on, let me check these comments. Hey, what's up, Iceberg? Hey, y'all go sub up to my man Iceberg, man. A really good content creator, really cool dude. Thanks for showing up, Iceberg. But when we're talking about so when we're talking about like defensive back play, Sam Bradbury has got to be one of the worst that we ever seen to put on the Eagle uniform. Like, I know we talk about Nnamdi Asomugha in that second year. I know we talk about Nolan Carroll. You know, but when is it going to come to the point where you just bench Sam Bradbury and just let these young guys play? Because you're already getting burnt. You're already one of the worst secondaries in the league. Like, do I have to bring up the ranks for this Eagles secondary? You're already bad. So you might as well bench Sam Bradbury because you're going to have about a $7 million cap hit post June. Darius Slay is going to be back, some say, by the end of the year. So when he gets back, why not just bench Bradbury and put in these young guys, Eli Ricks, who's a long cornerback, Sidney Brown, long cornerback, Kelly Ringo, long cornerback, who can get up people's face and not afraid to tackle. And speaking of Sidney Brown, I know a lot of people had a problem with his aggression and over pursuit, but I'd rather have a man over pursue than not pursue at all. Because I seen that tackle that Sam Bradbury did on Tyler Lockett in the red zone, and he just swung the man down with his arms. If Tyler Lockett was nimble enough and held his balance, but Tyler Lockett could have broke that tackle easy. Because Sam Bradbury is not going to be physical with him. We clearly seen that when he initially tackled him. We clearly been seeing this for the past 3 games. You know what I'm saying? And it's been evident all season. This guy just does not want to play. I don't know what Howie Roseman said to him. I don't know if it was because Denard Wilson got let go by the Eagles and went to another team, because I'm starting to see the difference with this defensive back room now since we got rid of Denard Wilson, our defensive back coach last year, and now we got Matt Patricia, who I honestly don't have a problem with. The guy's been in Super Bowls, been a part of really good defenses, has more experience, so I can't be mad at that. And the defense didn't really play bad last night, although it was against Drew Lock, and I'm really afraid to think of what Geno Smith would have done. But when you think about the mentality of these DBs, the hardest position to play in football, these guys do not want to be physical at all. These guys don't want to touch nobody. These guys don't want to guard nobody. Like, we gave up 2 consecutive 3rd and longs on the final drive. The Seattle Seahawks, by the end of this game, were 4 for 5 on 3rd and longs. You're not winning a game if your defense is giving up 4 3rd and longs. It's already bad enough. This team was bad on 3rd and long from the beginning. We're like 29th in the league on 3rd down. Like, we were 48% coming into this game. So meaning 1 out of every 2 3rd downs, you were going to convert on the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's sad for me to say as a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, as you can clearly see. So I don't know where this team's going to go because now we're out of our gauntlet. Okay, we're 5-3 in our 8-game gauntlet from the Dolphins all the way to the Seahawks. We're 5-3. Okay, something a lot of people probably predicted. Okay, now we have our last 3 stretch of games against a Giants team that's 5-1 in their last 6 starts, in an Arizona Cardinals team that put up 30 but still lost to the 49ers. And this game will be at home. But at this point, with the way this team's playing, does it really matter if we're on the road or we're at home? No, it doesn't. Because this team plays bad in Philadelphia, Seattle, Arlington. Like, it doesn't matter. So Jalen Hurts, like, I don't know if he is just playing buddy ball with AJ Brown, because looking at this tweet exchange between him and Lord Brunson, Lord Brunson just made a good point. Like, he's talking about this particular play right here. This is the play he's talking about. The last play, well, like one of the last two plays of the game, and this man right here, Jalen Hurts decides to throw it deep. We've got the running back sitting right here. There's nobody here on the 40. There's nobody here on the 50. He probably could have got us in the field goal range if we know what Jake Elliott can do with at least 61 yards. The man's long for the year is 61 yards. So if you can get it to the opposing team's 45 and run out of bounds, or you just slide down with 2 timeouts left, you're in business. Are you telling me Kenneth Gainwell can't get 30 yards in under 4 seconds? The man runs a 4.5. So in 5 seconds, if you give Gainwell the ball right here and you give him 5 seconds to run with it, I'm sure he can get you at least to the opposing 40, which is good enough for Jake Elliott. Like, we're talking about a 57, 58-yard field goal. We possibly go into overtime. Still a bad win. Even if the Eagles would have won this game, this would have been a hollow W, like Seth Joyner said last night, because you shouldn't have been in the situation. You had Drew Lock. You had a team that was missing Devin Witherspoon and Jamal Adams, and you still lost. Hold on, let me check these comments, man. Thank y'all for showing up. Like, subscribe. Yeah, Iceberg, I agree. Like, the running back would have gained probably 20 yards at least on that check down. I agree. But why is he not checking it down? Like, the man is trying to do a kill shot, and AJ Brown, with his happy jolly ass, is talking about in this tweet right here. I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. Hold on, guys. So in that tweet that I showed y'all, AJ Brown is going back and forth with Laura Brunson, who made an excellent point. Because why would you not check the ball down right there? Why would you not check the ball down? Why? Are you telling me a running back who runs a 4.5 can't get you 30 yards in under 5 seconds? Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown is going to come on Twitter lying to us, telling us that he's the first read. So you're saying that Jalen Hurts on this particular drive was a one-read quarterback and he couldn't see the check down. This is some Carson Wentz bullshit right here, if I ever seen it. And like, I know a lot of Eagles fans don't want to hear that. But this is what Carson Wentz did. And this is what got Carson Wentz benched. Not looking at the check down. Not looking at the, like, it was open to you. The defense is giving you these underneath routes. They're giving you this underneath. Look at Dallas Goedert right here. Look at Kenneth Gainwell. Open on the underneath. But you want to go deep to Quez Watkins, who can't catch a fly from a leaf, and you want to throw to him. And you want those AJ Brown, who's double covered by Julian Love and the other guy, and you throw 2 interceptions that you absolutely did not need to throw. I know the defense is without absolve here, but you gotta look at it. See, and check the comments, guys. Again, thank you guys for showing up. What's up, Steady Grinder? What's up, Kenny Smith? Yes, Kenny Smith. I do agree with that. They do need to get Julio Jones in the offense more. He is still a good receiver. And the one good play that I can say was when Jalen Hurts threw that first down pass to Julio Jones. Like, that was the best offensive play to me because it extended the drive. Because the last 2 drives, the Eagles just couldn't even buy a first down. But like, going back to this tweet with AJ Brown, he talking about he's the first read. So he's subtly calling Jalen Hurts a one-read quarterback. He's subtly calling Jalen Hurts a one-read quarterback on this particular drive, but he swears to God that like when everybody is happy that we make the plays when we throw it downfield, it's cool. But when we're not, it's something else. No, AJ Brown, like your ass is probably bitching on the sideline to Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts probably not trying to hear that shit because you're the $100 million receiver. Even though I feel like if you're a franchise quarterback with a $255 million contract, you should be able to tell AJ Brown to his face to shut the fuck up and take that underneath route to Kenneth Gainwell and get you 25 yards and get Jake the Make Elliott, into field goal range and get your sorry asses into overtime with a team without Geno Smith, a team without Jamal Adams, a team without Devin Witherspoon. So I just don't understand what is the mentality of guys. Jalen Hurts says it's a commitment issue. It's a commitment issue. Then who's not committing? Because what that tells me is that everybody's not buying into this Nick Sirianni scheme, because it all comes down to coaching. These guys do not believe in what they're doing anymore. I don't know where it all started. I don't know if I don't know if this has been a problem all season and we've just been getting away with it. I don't know if this started in the 49ers game where we got washed at home. I don't know if this even started like just because like we played a gauntlet of 8 games from the Dolphins, the Commanders, the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Chiefs, and so on and so on. Okay, so if that's the reasoning and these guys are just tired from playing all these games, okay. But Jalen Hurts didn't talk about execution and energy of the team. He said commitment. If I'm in a relationship with somebody and they tell me in a therapist or somebody that's listening to our problems that the problem is commitment, then that means that either me or her is not buying into what's going on right now. And that's exactly what commitment means. And Jalen Hurts, like, he's not putting the blame on everybody else. And I'm glad Jalen Hurts didn't come to the post-game conference like with that smooth nigga bullshit. Because I was getting so close to throwing my remote at my TV if I would have heard him say any kind of Maya Angelou quote, Shari Pryathi quote, talking about some more bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When the light shines in the dark, we know who shines. Like, come on, man. Like, nobody trying to hear that shit. You threw 2 interceptions that you did not need to throw because you're playing buddy ball with AJ Brown. You're still having this weird belief that Quez Watkins is somehow going to show up now. He didn't show up last year in that loss to the Commanders, and he didn't show up in the Super Bowl when he dropped that pass that went right through his hands. And Nick Sirianni, dumbass, got the audacity. He has the audacity to come on a press conference and say, we ran the same play before and he was successful. When? Against the Rams? And I don't know what good offensive team coordinator is going to have their wide receiver, their third or fourth wide receiver on the depth chart, making impactful catches like that when you're up and trying to ice the game. I don't know what offensive coordinator is going to make their wide receiver 3 have that much pressure. That kind of throw, that first interception that Jalen Hurts threw, that's an AJ Brown, that's a Devontae Smith. Hell, that's even a Julio Jones kind of throw. Like those are the wide receivers that you make those kind of chancy throws with. Because Quez Watkins, he doesn't fight for the ball. He has bad situational awareness when it comes to looking for the ball. The man is just a one-trick pony. Like, if he can't beat you on the first step, he's not going to be successful on that play. Like, he's already out the play. So the fact that Jalen Hurts even threw that play, and I don't know whether that was just his decision or that was what the coaches were telling him to do. Either way, Jalen Hurts and his offense screwed the Eagles over in this game. And let me check the comments. And again, guys, thank you so much for showing up. Like, subscribe. Kenny Smith. The other teams doesn't even defend Julio Jones because everyone knows the ball is going to AJ Brown. Well, I agree, Kenny Smith, because like this goes back to that to that weird interview that AJ Brown denies. He said that the Eagles offense is predictable. Yes, this offense is predictable. And you want to know how it's predictable? Because you have an MVP in you have an MVP candidate in Christian McCaffrey calling plays with Eli and Peyton Manning as if he's seen this play before already. He knew that it was going to be a quarterback draw. So if you're telling me a running back on the opposing NFC conference opponent can predict this offense, what do you think other NFL coaches are looking like? What do you think Brian Daboll for the New York Giants is thinking? What do you think Tommy DeVito is thinking? Again, I'm telling you guys, a lot of Eagles fans think we have it good with these last 3 games. No, the fuck we don't. No, the fuck we don't. The New York Giants are 5-1 in their last 6 games. They should be 6-0, but they just didn't show up to New Orleans for just whatever reason. The Giants should be 6-0 right now in their last 6 games. And you're telling me that we're somehow a favorite at home when we couldn't even beat the Seattle Seahawks without Geno Smith, without Jamal Adams, without Devin Witherspoon? You want Eagles fans to have a belief in that? No. Like, that's illogical. That's so illogical. And it's looking real scary right now. It is looking really, real scary right now for this team these last 3 games because the Giants are not going to lay down. They smell blood. Danny DeVito is smelling blood. Now he has confidence that he can beat the Philadelphia Eagles because he's seen Drew Lock do it. He's seen the Cowboys do it. He's seen San Francisco do it. He looking at Sam Bradbury like he looking at a medium rare steak. I swear to God. Because Sam Bradbury is food. Sam Bradbury is food. And the Cardinals have our number 2. 2008 still scares a lot of Eagles fans when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals. And Kyler Murray is not a bad quarterback. He's not. If he was a bad quarterback, I wouldn't have his jersey in my closet. I don't have bad quarterbacks, bad players in my closet. Like, I have 31 sports jerseys. 31. None of them trash. And I'm saying, I know a lot of people have criticism of Carson Wentz, but whatever. But this Eagles team is in trouble. We are in trouble. Because if you think for a second, this home game against the New York Giants, who smell blood, Brian Daboll, who's a quality coach, Tommy DeVito, who's 5-1 in his last starts, probably going to be competing for that starting job in the offseason with the New York Giants. If they're a smart organization, no. And then the last game of the year, bro, we got to risk injury going to MetLife. Like, do you know how many players have ended their season in MetLife because of that turf stadium? And you want me to believe that this 3-game stretch is going to be a cakewalk for the Philadelphia Eagles? No, it's not. But I'm going to tell you what's going to fix it, though. 1, Jalen Hurts, you got to fix these turnovers, dog. You have a career high right now. You're 19 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Yes, he does have 14 rushing touchdowns, something that the league hasn't seen in a very long time since Cam Newton and maybe Lamar Jackson in his first couple years, with 3 straight seasons of 11-plus touchdowns. Like, that's unheard of. So kudos to Jalen Hurts on that, but you got to stop these turnovers. And what's going to stop these turnovers? Jalen Hurts has to read the whole field, bro. You can't be just playing buddy ball like just because you're best friends with A.J. Brown. Because how do you think everybody else is going to see that? Us as the fans, like you claim we don't know everything when we're looking at the TV screen where Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball to you in double coverage and getting it picked off. And, and it's deciding the game. When on one play, you had Devontae Smith open on a flat. And then on the last play with 10 seconds to go, you had Dallas Goedert over on an out. You had Kenneth Gainwell open for the dump off pass, and there was nobody within 25 yards of him. This game could have been sent to overtime if you would have just read the field, Jalen. And I'm not going to say that you're a bad quarterback because clearly, I mean, for the most part, you are a victim of this terrible scheme. But on the other side, you can't be turning the ball over, dog. Like those 2 interceptions turned into 14 Seattle points. That didn't need to be that way. And this is the second time in the past 2 weeks that Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown have cost us the game. Throwing interceptions in the red zone, fumbling in the red zone, giving up points. Because a lot of Eagles fans had a little optimism in the first few possessions on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Jalen Hurts looked a little faster. The offense appeared to have rhythm. DeAndre Swift was getting the ball. We were running the ball more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody should go outside of Nova Care. I'm saying like with those trash cans and those picket signs again. Because I think they're listening. Because DeAndre Swift had a good game. He had, I think, 18 carries for 74 yards. And I don't know how many, like reception yards he has, but we did something right on the offensive side of the ball. It's just those turnovers, man. You can't do that. And Jalen Hurts has to be better at reading the field. His commitment to doing better has to be better, especially in these last 3 games, because right now we're looking like a team that can get bounced out the playoffs by Tampa Bay, who's looking really good right now. Brian Johnson has to do a better job and get these guys in better position. But I talked about this in my last video, that Brian Johnson really wasn't the whole problem. It's just Jalen Hurts and these other guys on offense turn the ball over, not making plays. But this particular game, yes, the defense gave up a 92-yard game-winning drive to Drew Lock and then blitz not one time. That can't happen. That absolutely can't happen. But if you're saying the offense can't score more than 17 points and get separation from these guys going into the fourth quarter, then we have a problem. We have a serious problem, because going into the fourth quarter, we had a 7-point lead, and I'm thinking, okay, we can make separation from these guys, no problem. We have the offense to do it. But Jalen Hurts throws 2 interceptions, 2 costly interceptions. He's not reading the field. The defense is holding these guys to 13 points, into the fourth quarter. So, I mean, Jalen, come on, bro. If Brian Johnson is going to do better, like, you have to follow along with him, whether you like his plays or not. And it's very, 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 coincidental that AJ Brown said this. I want to show y'all that tweet again. Look at this last line right here. He says, "I'm making him throw the ball. I get blame more." Actually, know what? That's not it. But he said in a post-game presser that they run routes, they try to make plays, and even if they don't like it, there's nothing that they can do about it. Meaning, and this is another shot. And again, if you let somebody talk long enough, they'll tell you a lot about themselves and what's going on. And AJ Brown has pretty much told us a lot in the 2 interviews and his tweeting, that Jalen Hurts is possibly playing buddy ball with AJ Brown. And the offense is not loving the play calls. And you can see the energy in these guys. You can see Jason Kelce shake his head after every single offensive possession because he knows the offense is trash. It's trash. And we're not winning. I don't know. Every game right now is a must-win game. This is the playoffs right now. Because if you can't go on, because if you can't win out right now, you're probably looking at a number 3 and 4 seed, meaning that you're probably going to go on the road to one of these NFC South teams and probably lose because, I mean, like your secondary can't get off the field on third down. The defensive line is not winning at the point of attack. They're not getting any kind of pressure, and the defensive scheme is not calling for any kind of blitzes at all to put any kind of pressure on these guys to make them go through their progressions like just a second longer. It's not happening. So, like I don't know where we go at this point because the solutions is easy. You got to get Sam Bradbury out of there. He is literally killing this. Like he is literally killing the morale of this defense. Give the young guys a chance because even if you do get burnt, at least you know that, well, we were already getting burnt with Bradbury. We can't do any worse without him, right? I mean, hey, and if you have a discussion on benching Slay, hey, you know, hey, like I mean, hey, I mean, hey, like you can't win or lose with him. You might as well get rid of him, well, or at least bench him because these guys are getting older. They lost a step. They can't keep up with nobody, and they don't want to tackle. Shaq Leonard is looking like stiff as his phone right now, stiff. And I thought that after, leaving the Colts and coming to a new situation where you can contend for a championship, that he would be so much better. But that's clearly not the case. Kevin Byard, I don't really know what to say about him right now. I mean, and when you don't have much to say about somebody, they're either A, not making like enough impact, or they're just doing their job to the point where it's like they're under the radar. But somebody on this defense has to say something. Somebody on the defense has to step up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to get this team back on the right track, it starts with the mentality. And mentality right now says you gotta get rid of the guy that's giving up a lot of yards. You gotta bench Sam Bradbury. You gotta give these young guys a chance. And on offense, Jalen Hurts just gotta be better with the football. He has to be better at reading the field. Take what the defense gives you. If you have a dump off that can get you 25 yards compared to throwing it to AJ or Devontae in double coverage, just do that. Because this is what got Carson Wentz benched. Like, this is what got Carson Wentz replaced. Now, I don't want to see Jalen Hurts get benched. But if you're going to keep playing like this, what do you want me to say? If you're going to keep playing like this, throwing the ball deep with 10 seconds, and you got a guy that runs a 4.5 and can get you 25 yards into the opposing territory, enough to where your all-pro, all-star field goal kicker gets in this pitiful game to overtime, then do that. But you didn't. And this is the result that we have. Like, we're on a 3-game losing streak. Now, although the 49ers went through the same 3-game losing streak, they weren't going through a 3-game losing streak at a critical juncture of the year. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that's the case, if we're just going to go on a 3-game losing streak and start whooping everybody's ass for the next 3 games and go into the playoffs hot, then I'm cool with that. But take a look at the schedule here, right? The Eagles are 10-4 right now, and this is our remaining schedule. LL, okay? We can get rid of that right now, okay? We got the Giants, and we got the Cardinals. These 3 games are not going to be very easy. Again, Giants on a 5-1 win streak in their last 6 games. Probably should be 6-0. Okay, the Cowboys got to go into Miami and play the Dolphins. We got to hope they give up on that one. And then they gotta play the Lions. That won't be an easy game. So again, we got 2 more chances before the Cowboys get to the Commanders and probably blow them out again. So we gotta hope the Dolphins and the Lions can do their jobs, and we do our jobs against the Giants and the Cardinals, which again is not going to be easy. Let me read these comments. Facts. I'm glad the Niners got theirs out of the way early in the season. Not a good look limping the playoffs. Iceberg, I am 100% in agreement with you. This is a bad time to be looking like this, trying to find an identity, trying to fix mistakes that you should have fixed weeks ago. I agree with that. And in the 49ers, they play the Ravens. So we gotta hope the Ravens can show up against these guys. We gotta hope the Commanders can get these guys. And then they play a division game at the end of the year against a hot Rams team. Man, we gotta hope one of these 3 games or 2 they can drop, because the Lions, they have a division game Christmas Eve against the Vikings. We don't know how that's going to go. The Cowboys, I mean, we hope they win that one, and we hope they lose out again versus the Vikings. But nothing is a guarantee right now. But one thing that still is a remaining fact: the Eagles can still control their own destiny, and that's the only positive that you can take out of this. Oh, and the fact that Braden Mann is a really underrated punter for this team. But what does it really mean? So I'm curious to hear what you guys think in the comments. Again, like, subscribe, get this content out there. We got more content on the way. Thank you guys for showing up. And again, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm sorry for the pitiful performance that you've seen out of an NFC juggernaut in the Philadelphia Eagles. This is not our brand of football. I personally don't recognize this team. Being a fan for over 20 years, I don't recognize this team. This looks like 2020 Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I was fine with 2018 because we had just won the Super Bowl that previous year. But this is just insufferable because 2018, we weren't winning chips, like it was a different energy in 2018 compared to what it is now. These games are just hard to watch. Even when we win, it's just hard to watch. Like, we really haven't dominated anybody all year. You know what I'm saying? We haven't really taken over and made a statement in a game this year. The Dolphins just made a statement against their division rival, the Jets, blew them out 30-0. They made easy work of the Patriots. The Buffalo Bills made a statement game versus the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are plenty of teams. The Kansas City Chiefs made a statement game against the New England Patriots. But the Eagles have not made not one statement game all year. We haven't dominated anybody all year. Even the first game of the year that we let slide, where we barely escaped out of New England, that was not a dominating performance. And you had the Cowboys dominate them. So I don't think we're good enough to beat the Cowboys right now. We're not good enough to beat Detroit. We're definitely not good enough to beat San Francisco. Tampa, questionable because they're playing really good football right now. Baker appears to have found his stride. The defense, although getting older with Tampa Bay, they at least believe in their coach and show up to play for their coach when need be. You know what I'm saying? The Seattle Seahawks make statement games. But you have the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the Super Bowl favorite coming into this year, with the Kansas City Chiefs, have not made a statement game, not one time. Now, if you're telling me that we're going to come in on Christmas Day at 3:15 and blow out the Giants 40-0, okay, that can ignite some fuel back to the fan base because you're talking about a team that the record doesn't say they're good, but they were 5-1 in their last 6 games, probably should be 6-0 in their last 6 games. And you make a statement against them. That's something that can bring confidence back to the fan base. That's something that can ignite belief back into this locker room by players who Jalen Hurts questions the commitment of. This is the way that you do it. You go into the Lincoln Financial Stadium and you beat the brakes off the New York Giants on Christmas. Again, which is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's especially with the way this team's playing. So, I mean, whether we're going to beat the Giants or not, I really can't tell you that because Tommy DeVito's playing really good ball. The offense seems to be really buying into Brian Daboll. Saquon Barkley is doing really good. We haven't really been good at stopping the run these past few weeks. So I don't know. I mean, we don't do well apparently against the 28th ranked defense in Seattle. So who knows how good we're going to do against the bottom of the pack defense in the New York Giants. If y'all have any optimism about that, y'all share that in the comments because I don't. Like I personally don't. Like I'm telling you from a guy that's been a fan of this team for 20 plus years of my young 29-year-old life that I've never seen play like this from this team ever. Even in 2018, where we're fresh off a Super Bowl win, we didn't look this bad. Even in our 4-game win season in Sirianni's first year, when we went 4-11-1, we weren't this bad. We weren't. But I just don't know at this point, man. Like, I don't really, because now, you can't blame coaching. You can't blame defensive play calling for the Eagles' struggles in this game. Like, you just can't. Because the defense gave you multiple opportunities despite giving up multiple 3rd and 10s, something the league has not seen in a long time in a game during the last 2 minutes. They gave you multiple opportunities to right the wrongs, and you couldn't do it. Jalen Hurts not reading the field. I understand he's sick, but if you gonna put your ass out there, we expect you to play like you're worth $255 million. And I'm curious to see what Howie Roseman and this coaching staff is going to do, because I know the media asked Nick Sirianni last night if there was going to be change in the offensive play calling, and he said no. I mean, we really can't believe anything right now because he said the same thing last week. Like when the media asked him about changes in the defensive play calling, and he lied about that. So who knows? Goddamn, like the quarterback coach might be the new offensive coordinator on Christmas Day. We never know. Because when you tell one lie, who knows what else you've been lying about? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad how that goes, but if you've been telling the truth for so long, supposedly, and you tell one lie, now logically, like, you gotta question like other things that now you gotta question the other things that person has said. You know, so I'm curious to see what kind of big breaking news that's going to break out of Eagles Nation. Because Nick Sirianni says that like offensive play calling is not going to change, but due to the lie he told last week, I don't know. Jalen Hurts, he questions the commitment of this team. Who's not committed? Well, I can tell you, between the offense and the defense, who's not more committed. I mean, I can't tell, because the defense gave you opportunities this game. The offense just didn't show up like they did last game. The 49ers game, I mean, it's really a mix of both, because the offense didn't score enough points on the first 2 possessions, and their defense just allowed the 49ers to go on 6 straight scoring drives. So it's just and again, it's not the talent on this team that's the problem. It's not the talent, but because we can go down the list Jalen Hurts, all pro, Pro Bowl, dual threat quarterback, had one of the best performances by a quarterback in a Super Bowl loss in NFL history. You know what I'm saying? A.J. Brown, all pro, Pro Bowl. Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, Pro Bowl. Like you have 4 offensive, no. You got 4 Pro Bowl linemen with 6 or 7 combined All Pros, and you can't make anything happen with that. You got Dallas Goedert, who's a premier tight end in this league, and you can't scheme him open in the middle of the field against Bobby Wagner, who's not a terrible linebacker, but he's not a good coverage linebacker. And you couldn't scheme Dallas Goedert open in the middle of the field. You couldn't get A.J. Brown open in the middle of the field. I'm seriously starting to think that the offensive play call on this team is just derived from 4 plays. It's probably some curls, an all go, 2 out routes. I mean, in a quarterback draw. I really feel like those are the 4 main plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. A quarterback draw, a couple curl routes, and some slants. And maybe one all go that they call a kill shot play. Well, I don't know how it's called a kill shot when it's killing you. So I mean, is it really a kill shot if it's killing you? I don't think so. But this team has a lot of questions to answer right now. Because although we're out of our gauntlet, are we out of the frying pan going into the skillet like with these last 3 games? Because we got fried these last 3 games. And we're probably going into a skillet with these Giants who are feeling really good about themselves, confident that they can beat a Philadelphia Eagles team because Drew Lock did it, and an Arizona Cardinals team who just probably wants to spoil the fun. So I don't really. So Nick Sirianni, I know he gives a lot of the same Blandino press conferences, but he has a lot of questions to answer because you're the head coach of this team, and this team looks terrible. So either you're not galvanizing these guys well enough so that these guys just want to get up and want to risk their bodies for you, or your scheme is just terrible. Because if you're working at a job that you feel like you could be doing more at, but your management isn't putting you in the right positions to succeed at your best potential, how hard are you really going to work? Right? Like that's like you working at a McDonald's, a really good McDonald's, and you're one of the best employees on the roster. But I mean, like, let's say that you're really good at fucking drive-through. Like, I don't fucking know, like, what kind of job they have at McDonald's. I ain't never worked there. But say that you're really good at the drive-through spot, but your management keeps putting you on the grill. You're not gonna work as hard and as efficiently, are you? No, because you're not being put in the right position, and that's exactly what this offense and this defense is looking like. These guys are not being put in the best position. So the solutions to fixing the problems of this team, I mean, on the defensive side, like you might as well go younger. Bench Bradbury, put in Kelly Ringo, Eli Ricks. Let's see what we can do with them. Keep Matt Patricia as the defensive coordinator because obviously he has more experience. Sean Desai can watch behind him. And according to recent reports, his confidence is shot. And you can't be a defensive coordinator like with a group of guys with high testosterone like that. Like you got to have some kind of moxie, and that's what I feel like Matt Patricia brings to this team. Yes, yeah, I'm saying a lot of people don't like him, and it's very coincidental that Darius Slay went out with a knee surgery right when Matt Patricia is named the defensive coordinator. It's just so ironic. It's like he knew this was coming, and he was like, you know what? I think this is a good time to get my knee checked out because he don't like Matt Patricia, and he probably don't see Matt Patricia being in this position like to the end of the season. Now, mind you, it's very cowardice of Darius Slay. I mean, you should just play who you're playing with. You know, like you get paid millions of dollars, like to do this job, to play one of the hardest positions on the field. So whether you like the defensive play call or not, you need to get your ass out there and play. Your old ass is already on your last leg. You look like you lost a step, like Sam Bradbury. And a lot of Eagles fans are going to be starting leaning towards starting Kelly Ringo, who didn't play bad last night. Eli Ricks, who's shown flashes that he could be really good. Sidney Brown, if he can just tune up his aggression in certain aspects, would be really good. Now you're talking about a recipe for success, and Jalen Hurts has to play better because I feel like if he plays better, if he goes back to Jalen Hurts with the 3 touchdown pass performances, the defensive line probably will play better. Because right now, like this defensive line is not getting any kind of pressure or any kind of sacks. We're not blitzing, which I thought you would do with Shaq Leonard, since he's not doing anything else, being stiff as my cell phone right here, being stiff as a cell phone case, being stiff as a wood ruler. You know what I'm saying? Like you would think the defensive coordinator would be more creative in just drawing up some kind of blitzes. It's like, especially against Drew Lock. Man, and honestly, I'm really afraid of what Geno Smith would have done to us. Like, I'm really afraid because I see what Geno Smith did to the Dallas Cowboys. He put up 35 on them. I mean, imagine what Geno Smith like would have did to this defense. We probably would have got stopped. Man, we probably would have got stomped out like 34-17. I ain't gonna lie to you. If Geno Smith would have played this game, we probably would have got stomped out like 34-17. This Eagles team is not a Super Bowl contender at this point. You're not a playoff favorite, at least in my eyes. I mean, like you're still going to make the playoffs because you have 10 wins on your schedule. Like you're probably going to at least get at least 1 or 2 more, barring any, but so you're going to make the playoffs, but I don't know. Like you're probably going to be one and done like the Minnesota Vikings last year, who got stomped by the New York Giants. I don't want to be stomped out by a team from the NFC South. I don't want that. No Eagles fans wants to be like, if we're going to be knocked out the playoffs, at least let it be a team that has the same record as us. Like, let it be somebody like Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just at a loss for words. I'm really at a loss for words because when you think about the implications of this game, if you would have won this game, you could have stayed in the race for that number 1 seed. You could have kept a hold on the NFC East, and that would have put more pressure on Dallas to win. And we know Dallas is not good under pressure, judging by his past 3 years. So the Eagles really shot themselves in the foot because now all the pressure's on you to win out. Dallas is on an even keel going into Miami. The San Francisco 49ers have little to no pressure to win versus the Ravens because they have a tiebreaker over both of us. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look, like I got my Ray Lewis jersey in my closet. And so I'll be a Ravens fan this weekend. You know what I'm saying? But come Monday, bro, it's going to be because watching the Eagles game is just so tough, man. It takes months off your life. You end up sweating bullets. You come up having to make these long, sad lives, and people having to watch you and laugh at your pain. Cause I'm in pain right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am in a lot of pain right now. And if it wasn't the fact that like how and if it wasn't for the fact that we were already a 10-win team, I don't know how I would have made it. Because we're playing like we're 5-9. Like we're playing like we're the Carolina Panthers. I feel like if we were to play the Carolina Panthers today, we'd probably be in a close game with them too. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. And they just got their second win of the season versus the Atlanta Falcons, winning 9-7. So how confident am I on a scale of 0 to 100? Probably 30. Because it's still the Giants. But if the Giants were on a 6-game losing streak, I'd be a little bit more confident. But the Giants are 5-1 in their last 6 games, should be 6-0. And you're talking about us going home and having to play a must-win game against them. And they smell blood. Because the Eagles look mad soft, like sharp and ultra soft. And I don't want to hear. I mean, even though we're going to hear it, like the media is going to tear the Eagles a new ass. It's hard to swallow that, but that's what's going to happen. First things first, is going to take Jalen Hurts out of the MVP conversation. That's clearly over at this point. They're not going to give him any kudos for this 3-game stretch we got coming up against the Giants and Cardinals. They're not going to give him any kudos for that. If Brock Purdy has another 4-touchdown performance versus the Baltimore Ravens, the MVP is pretty much his to lose. Because neither Dak Prescott, neither Jalen Hurts are playing that well. So, I mean, the MVP is Brock Purdy's at this point. The 49ers are the best team in the league. Man. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. I have some important errands to take care of. We got more content on the way. Again, thank you guys for showing up and showing out for your boy. I know we like drawing this out longer, but it's just so much. And we could go for hours talking about this team. We have a lot of questions to answer. On offense, Jalen Hurts has to stop turning the ball over. He has to start reading the field better. If you could take that check down, take the check down. Don't be like Carson Wentz to get benched and eventually replaced, by a quarterback in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Be more consistent on offense, Brian Johnson. Keep running the ball. Ice the game out. Get in Jalen Hurts' ear and let him know it's okay to take those short and intermediate passes. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Nick Sirianni, you got to do better at galvanizing these guys. Because clearly, if Jalen Hurts is talking about like the question of commitment of a football team full of guys getting paid millions of dollars, that's a problem that falls back on you. On the defensive side of the ball, we're not getting no pressure. We got to start throwing in some stunts. We got to start drawing up more blitzes to help these guys because it appears from how I see it, we're not doing any kind of stunts with Hassan Reddick. He just keeps going off on one side. He's not cutting into the A gap. Jalen Carter's not cutting to the outside. We're not seeing any kind of creativity. Shaq Leonard is clearly washed at this point. He's just a band-aid to a bigger problem with the linebackers. Probably should have kept Greg Ellis. The secondary, we just got to get younger at this point because, I mean, like you can't win for losing with James or Sam. I don't give a fuck. Bradbury. Put Kelly Ringo in there. Let the young guys get a chance, and let's just see where the cards may fall. But I love each and every one of y'all, man. Again, like, subscribe, get this content out, man. And a cool Eagles out here, man. See y'all later.